welcome back to the Ascendant Lands. Last time we left off, you had some interesting discussions around what you wished to do with Myrkul after he left some of you a tasty dream of sorts. After which you managed to dress up Thoradin in a believable enough manner for him to venture into Myrkul Village without being instantly recognized by the populace for him to speak to Sab or Seb, the Bastion of Peace. And as such, got some interesting information for you that you've discussed further. And we left last session having a fairly heated debate, upon which Nadia has stormed off with Ulva with their word of saying, I won't be back tonight. Effectively.
I apologise for my character being a teenage disaster.
So you are left to rest for the rest of you without Nadia and Ulva in your tiny hut. It's a bit more spacious, unsurprisingly, considering you don't have a dire wolf and another person available in your space. So we left off in the morning. Those of you who may or may not have had dreams have had them, and Nadia comes back in the morning in whatever.
Yeah, she's gonna roll up at
emotions.
like 6 a.m.
The
looking
weather
like
is
she slept under a bush, mostly because she did.
the weather is bright and fine. It's a clear day. It's not the warmest, but it's promising for you all this morning.
So, are we clear on what it is we're going to be
Sorry, we just had a long rest, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Krusk will clear his throat. I was visited last night by a new god, and I'm not sure quite what to make of it. So I thought I'd let all of you know. So let me open up my dream diary.
It's really good that you write these down so quickly. You know, it's a
Yep.
good thing to get used to.
I mean, you have to do it like pretty much straight away, otherwise,
I mean, for you and me, Talari, it makes sense because we're just in a trance state. We could probably do it while we're still meditating. But Krusk, completely awake from sleep, quickly writes it down, back to sleep. It's very impressive.
I'll just be 2 seconds. I need to get something from downstairs.
You're
Probably
waiting
he's
with,
searching through his gym channel, just looking at him go through all the pages.
all waiting with the bated breath.
I didn't know he's had it downstairs. Is he
He's
digging?
stuck himself
is
in
he-
the
is he
basement
digging
in
hu-
the night.
Is he digging holes in his sleep?
It's impressive. It's this all the way downstairs. He did that in one night.
Yeah, I don't know how he found time to get a dream.
He must really like his privacy as well. I mean, I know we're just all around each other at the moment, but to take a hole downstairs just because we're around, that's a lot.
Well, yeah, exactly. Maybe that. No, actually, no, I won't do that. I don't know. Maybe it's for city. Maybe I don't know.
Or maybe to give her a little a little cat den.
Yeah, exactly. Cats need their privacy, I suppose.
I don't know. Sometimes I wonder who's leading who, who's owner of who in that situation.
Okay, I'm back. So yeah, I was visited last night by let's make sure I get it right. Lyra.
Lyra.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that where you're from?
No, he's from
no.
Certus.
I'm from Certus Deep. Yeah.
No, but isn't that where your parents
that.
raised you?
Oh, yeah. They raised me in
Lyra
Heights, I think. Yeah.
It's a different Lyra.
It's a different one. Yeah, I was just gonna say. Yeah, I think it's a different one. I think that's the god of. That's L-I-R. This is the mist person, basically. The one who we passed recently.
Got
You
a
know,
feeling.
the fogs
Yeah.
Oh,
with the
right.
dragons.
Oh,
Yeah.
Right.
yes,
Yeah.
the mist, Lyra's
Yeah,
mist.
yeah. Yeah, it's this
Yes.
Lyra. Yeah.
Wow.
That
Wait,
one,
there
right?
are two
Okay.
gods named Lyra. How
Not
is that
the
not confusing as fuck for everybody?
Probably very.
confuses the fuck out of me.
Yeah. So she was kind of hinting that we might be creating a bigger problem by going through this plan with Myrkul. She is on the list of Cyric allies.
Funny that.
So
Mm.
yeah. But it's interesting because yeah, maybe Cyric is worried about what we're doing, or maybe she genuinely has cause to warn us.
If Cleric's
That we...
worried, good, let's do it harder.
Well, that's a good point actually, because yes, she may be an ally of Cyric, but what if she's not the god of lies? She's not lying.
Well, you
She's
say
Presumably.
that
sort of
she's the goddess of
illusions.
illusion.
Mm.
Oh, okay. Well,
You
You
know,
don't
she's
have
in.
to be a god of
She's
lies to
she's
talk
she.
out your ass.
I mean, she is within the same domain as Cyric, if that makes sense.
oh, I suppose the not quite the mysterious Mystra, but she could be leading us astray, so to speak.
I would take it with a pinch of salt. Well, anything that this pun says.
What if it's like a double bluff? Like they want us to do it, so they sent
I'm
Lyra
not. Do
thinking we
not.
would do it.
I cannot cope. I cannot
you-
cope with that idea, Krusk. Please
Don't
don't.
make me paranoid.
To be
Yeah.
if a god is making you question it that much, just stick to the original plan. If you don't know which one's the right one, just stick to the original one.
Why tell the truth when a lie will survive? So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to make of it.
I think she's probably trying to
Lead me
stop
astray.
us, and being that we all know that Cyric would lie, and none of us have really interacted with Lyra, we can safely assume she's going to lie to us too.
I mean, we did pass through mists named after her that were trying to kill us.
Yeah, that's also true. I'm not much of a fan of hers. I wouldn't take any words of
No.
hers to
And
I
heart.
mean, I
and
think
I-
that was the dragons rather than the landscape.
I suppose, but
Still,
you know, doesn't set good terms, I suppose. But it's I would imagine we'd get stuff like this a lot more the closer we get to our goal. I wouldn't be surprised if we heard more from the people on that list the closer and closer we get.
do it. It'll be terribly bad for you. I'll
Mhm.
go and kill your family. Blah 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 blah. Yeah.
Here's some power if you don't do, if you don't do it.
Okay.
You
Well,
Write
she did
down.
kind
Thoradin's
of.
just on the right path. Don't start saying.
Depends what power, you know.
No.
We're already
She did-
getting as much strength as we want.
She did kind of imply that there was power to be had, although she didn't explicitly say what we should do if we don't do this whole Myrkul thing.
Sounds to me like she's winding you up, mate.
It's a
Yeah.
bait. You can't trust her word.
I mean, if you're gonna
Sounds to
try,
me like she's winding you up.
if you're gonna try and persuade us, maybe don't send a goddess of illusion. Like maybe send somebody who's a little bit more reputable.
Well, the gods kind of have rules and regulations to go to as well. They don't really have a choice. If they want to send someone to lie to us, they have to be a liar.
You could ask her to prove her word, give you some actual strength, some sort of power.
No,
Prove,
no,
prove we can trust
I
her.
wouldn't.
nope.
I don't think that's a
No.
good idea.
Also-
not
also-
having a repeat
Thoradin?
of
Thought-
the tsunami incident. We
Also-
are not
Okay.
having a repeat.
Also,
I mean, it shouldn't be a tsunami. It should be a mist or something.
She
Well, I
was
would-
taking good care of City in the dream.
Oh my
so
god.
that's a positive.
An evil person stroking a cat? Never. But bear in mind, Thoradin, if she is a goddess of illusion, he would question how real that power would be.
Oh, it's
Mm.
illusion. Okay.
Illusion,
Right.
yes.
God.
You know?
Yeah, not
Very
good.
wise, Talari.
Besides,
know.
you can
I'm
like cats
unsettled.
and still be a dickhead.
I'm just
This is true.
unsettled. I'm starting to doubt now.
Probably what she was like. She was yanking your chain, I think. If she can come along and be like, "Don't do it. Terrible things will happen, Krusk, if you do it." You're now thinking, And if we don't do it, maybe she'd have got what she wanted, or
I
we'll
think
spend
that is-
ages prevaricating.
If I said to you, don't think about pink elephants, what do you think about?
Pink elephants.
Exactly. So she's putting thoughts into your head. It's very
Uh,
simple.
I wonder why she chose Krusk out of all of us.
Probably because he's died twice, was allied to Cyric for a small amount of time, and now this weird third version of himself, which may or may not be stable.
And in some ways, he's as impressionable as wet clay. Sorry, Krusk, but you kind of are.
That's okay.
She's actually insulting you, Krusk. She thinks you're the most eager one to, backstab us and stop us.
Or she knew I would do the right thing, and so she came to me.
No, I think she's
No.
probably betting on the fact that you might be impressionable and the fact that Cyric also had control of your body not long ago.
Hmm.
Also, Krusk, I owe you an apology. Shouldn't have behaved like an asshole last night, and I'm sorry. For
Krusk,
flipping
swallows his food. That's okay.
my shit at you. Sorry, Hass, can you say that again? You kind of cut out and then came through all in one garbled blur.
Sorry, I'm eating at the same time. So just assume
Ah.
Krusk goes as well. But yeah, that's
Oh
fine.
yeah, no. I had
Stuffing
an
his face
image
with
of
his
him like with a
breakfast.
breakfast burrito kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, no other two of us gonna eat, yeah.
So this is
yeah,
what
no,
it
Krusk
is. He
is
actually
fine, yeah.
buries his food in the floor so nobody finds it. That's
Oh,
why he
no,
went.
it's not
That's
that.
why he
That's
went
the
down.
thing,
That's why he went downstairs.
That's why you need to basement,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's it.
keep
That's
your
it.
secret
Yeah,
things.
that's it. We got it. We got it. We
We
solved
spent the
it.
entire time you were away making stupid remarks about how come Krusk had a basement in his tent.
That's where he keeps his food, man. Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Now we
A
know.
larder. It's a
Every
larder.
night you dig a
That's
little.
it. That's it.
He's like a squirrel.
Yeah.
But yeah, what did you actually say?
Gus just said it's fine. That's cool.
So it sounds like we just carry on as we were then.
But what if she wants that?
Well,
We're
again,
gonna
Krusk,
drive
if it,
ourselves mad thinking like that.
yeah,
Krusk, I barely have enough brain power for the plan we've already got. Can we
Hmm.
not make it a worse plan, like a more complicated plan?
as I
Because
said,
I don't think I can deal with that.
Krusk, if a person is questioning your plan and you don't know whether to do or not, just carry on. If we're not supposed to, we'll find out one way or another. We live by
And
our
if we are
consequences.
supposed to, we haven't been swayed by someone who doesn't want us to.
All the gods we're actually aligned with haven't said to us it's a bad idea.
That's
Yeah,
true.
that's true. Bahamut hasn't suddenly gone, hey, I don't think it's a real good idea, the whole Myrkul thing, okay? But then again, we haven't chatted in a while, I should probably say something.
Hmm.
Always good to
Okay.
write.
Last night was probably a good opportunity.
Nobody else had a dream then, I'm guessing.
Not tonight, no, last night.
Not like that, no.
Hmm.
I
To be honest, I was
didn't
quite glad to avoid dreams being the whole medallion situation with Myrkul.
Yeah. I did have an idea, though.
All is.
Well, thinking how I was being an asshole to Krusk, he actually has a point, like going and talking to them, finding out what they want. But, like, if we then get into a big argument about whether we're going to go with it or not, or what we think about it, that's not good. So if we go and talk to them, but nominate somebody whose decision we're going to follow, who's like the spokesperson, who can go like, who can say like, this is what we're doing, and if they're like, we want you to do this, that, or the other, can give them an answer, and the rest of us will say we're going to follow that, so that we don't just get into a row in the middle of Myrkul Village, which would be even worse than basically any other thing.
So it's a very good point. We don't
As
want
soon as we
this-
start arguing among ourselves, we're not the Justice Collective anymore. We're 5 idiots with a differing opinion.
Yeah.
Some of
Right.
us are more idiotic than others.
So we just need a united front, is what you're saying.
It would probably be a good idea, given we're going into fuck only knows what.
And at least the representation of a perfectly united front to the outsiders.
Yeah.
Whether or
Even
not
if we can decide what roughly we want to do now, and then give that to whoever we want, and then it's up to them to try and make sure that happens. But if they say jump while we're there in Myrkul Village, we all jump.
But basically,
So,
what you're saying is you want to nominate one of us to be a leader of the Justice Collective.
Just a spokesperson.
Well, if we're jumping because they say we're jumping, that's a leader. That's not a spokesperson.
Yeah, but not necessarily all the time.
yeah, I'm
We
thinking
keep, like,
this is
in
like
Myrkul Village, one of us will be good, and then in some other village, like we can, like maybe ask
someone
somebody
else
else
might
to
be
do
the
it.
better talker.
Yeah.
See.
I
Because
mean,
of
it's not
whoever's
like any
best
of us are
to talk.
particularly good at talking.
Yeah. To whoever we're currently talking to.
So again, then I guess the question is, who is the best person to speak?
Well, if it was, think about it this way: if it was Moradin City, I'd say Thoradin might as well be the talker because he knows everybody
Mm-hmm.
and he has a reputation there. So I guess we think of it like that. If we feel like we're going into discussions with important people, and if they do throw a curveball at us, someone has to make a decisive decision that we all kind of have to accept.
Yeah. Just because it's so uncertain. Like, if we'd have loads of time to sit there and talk among ourselves, we wouldn't need it. To be honest, the person I'd trust most to do that would be you, Turi. Here.
Makes sense to me.
I killed people for a living, right? There wasn't much communication, just
Well, it kind of makes sense. This is a village of death.
You think things through, you're taking what we're trying to do seriously, you don't have an ulterior motive at the moment.
I have my pilgrimage, but that's about all I've got in the back of my mind.
Exactly. And I don't trust myself not to punch an annoying Myrkul priest
Yeah, no
in
offense,
the face.
Nadia. I wasn't going to suggest you either.
If I did it, just putting that out there.
But what about Talari? Why don't this is kind of your thing? Death, right? You're trying to balance the dead, stop the undeath kind of situation.
I'm not sure I'd be the best communicating with and making those kind of decisions for the group. Yeah. It seems a bit out of my wheelhouse. I'm a healer. I'm not a, I fix the mistakes. I don't.
Make them.
Yes. I would fear I would make them in that kind of situation.
Thoradin, what do you think?
You can trust me going in. I fear I'd punch someone as well. I'm probably not good, on the spot.
Wouldn't want them to
So,
run.
dude,
Say
what
the
we
wrong
do
thing.
What we do is we both stand behind Tyrion and prevent one another from punching somebody we didn't ought to.
If someone's there to stop me, then yeah, I might be alright.
So probably Nadia's going to be the only one that's strong enough to stop you.
And someone might have to be stopping her.
But that's fine. I can stop him and he can stop me.
He's pretty strong as
That
well.
does-
He's got 20 strength.
Have you?
I mean,
Okay.
not literally stop me, just to say the word, just to snap me back. 'Cause,
Well-
sometimes I see red.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh,
You
Turi
just got to
tried-
give somebody to stand on your foot to remind you that you really didn't
Yeah.
ought to be punching someone right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I guess Turi would be the one that gets through to you the most.
Yeah.
Sounds getting real low.
Yeah. Yeah. Are we suggesting Thoradin is our spokesperson?
No.
No.
No,
Okay.
he's ruled out on grounds of punching people in
Okay,
the face
cool,
if
cool.
he
I'm
if they piss him off.
Okay.
Same thing as I'm ruled out by dint of
By
probably punching
possibly
someone in the
punching
face if
people
they
in the
piss me
face.
off.
I could go with Turi if you want backup. But
Oh yeah,
Oh,
no,
no, we'll
we
all
want
go.
everyone
Yeah,
to go.
we'll all go.
We'll
We
all
just
go.
want someone to do the talking and
Mhm.
Turi
deciding.
makes the decision,
Yes, we go. We
Right.
go as a collective.
Nice.
so we don't have a
Nice,
row in
Talari.
the middle of Myrkul Village.
Yes.
Well, this kind of has to be unanimous. Krusk, what do you think?
If you're happy to do it, Terry, I think you'll do a good job. But are you happy, Terry, to do it?
I think if all of you think I can do it, then I've trusted you before. I can trust you now.
You're happier to do it than the risk having one of us not.
Yeah, I
do
think
I'm
it.
not going to lie. I'm seeing 3 ways of this going: of Nadia punching someone in the face, Thoradin punching someone in the face, Krusk agreeing to something he shouldn't agree to, and Talari not punching someone in the face, but definitely not, maybe being on the fence
yes.
Up in
in the
glass.
in the decision, which
Could
may.
magic someone in the face.
Bring our electrical whips.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. No, I think that's fair. So, if I'm going to be the speaker, let's be clear on what, how we're feeling. We definitely don't want to go to hell. I
None
think
of them.
that's all fair.
Neither of them.
Yep. And we would very much like the priests to aid us in explaining to the Misra people that well, the people who hired us, that Myrkul is in the medallions, and that we need to release him in Death Domain, so that him and current Myrkul can duke it out.
Without like flattening a city.
Without destroying a city, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Also, find out why they want us to go to hell. Just
Yeah,
I think
like,
they just
where's
want.
they got-
They're like someone ought to get rid of them demons, and if we had taken down a god in combat, we'd probably be capable of doing it. But I think our lovely friend Losius is trying to like has bigged us up and be
Right,
like, "Oh yeah, they can totally do it," and he knows we're just gonna go
Mm.
get killed.
I mean,
I mean,
as
I'm
a s-
kind of curious how the demons, what part they play in this, because yeah, there was that one after. So if they've got any information on the demons, it would be good to find out.
well, don't forget, after that demon came after us, and she gets out her dream journal and goes back a few.
We
you
had
know,
Mr. Threatening be all
few
like, "I'm
pages.
looking at you now."
I think it was Bane that mentioned he was after us, so it's
Oh,
very
so he might have
possible that
sent it.
he's the one that sends the demons.
Mm.
I
And
think
if
he did.
that's the case, then instead of having to go to the Nine Hells, we could say that we have a lead on that problem and we can stop it, but going to the Nine Hells is out of the way of doing that.
Mm.
Well, Thoradin said that Aloysius might be trying to like get the high priest, like the head of the village position, high priest position, off of the current one, didn't he?
So you think he's going to try and make that priest make a bad decision?
Well, I'm reckoning that maybe if he's like, "Oh yeah, I found these awesome people, and they're totally going to go to the Night Hells and do all this shit. I'm totally better at doing this than the other guy." Like, if he's being all like, "Oh, like making a power play," then we can get the current high priest on side because we don't like Aloysius and
Yeah,
aren't going to let him get rid of the current high priest because we want the current high priest and not, you know,
Aloysius.
Aloysius. He's a complete dickhead.
Okay, I've got that. I'm scared. Right.
I mean, we'll all be there. You know, we can talk as long as we don't disagree.
As long as we don't have a
Yeah,
massive row,
there's
yeah.
no,
Yeah.
no massive arguments, but yeah, we can.
Wait, have I got a message? I think I might have lost it.
I think
Not really.
I think we both had it and then we lost it because I think we've done this check.
No, I've got it back. So I have
we
got a
got it back.
message, so
Okay.
we can have a quick group huddle type thing, psychic please.
Yeah, just nudge me if I forget anything.
Target
It's not
and
necessarily be a group talk. It'll be a
I
lot
think I
of
could like rapid
you
fire
whisper to
out
one
messages.
person,
Yeah.
but then they have to respond to you in that same whisper.
Okay.
So
Yeah, you end up with like one hub rather than a web, don't you?
Yeah.
Mm.
It's doable, but it's a lot more of bing, 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 bing,
So
bing.
I've got the
bing,
image of
bing,
like
bing.
Krusk at a call center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, plugging people into
Yeah.
the different ones.
Okay. So
Yeah.
resolved under your spokespersonable leadership of Turygurtha. How do you wish to enter Myrkul Village? Do you wish to keep your campsite as you are, or do you want to break down and enter as you would do any city normally?
I think we can break it down. By
Yeah,
this point,
Yeah.
absolutely fine. So you take the time to break
If all
down your
goes
camp.
south, we might have to spring the horse, but
Yeah.
if all goes
bring
south. I
the
don't want to
horse
camp
out of
outside the
stables.
city.
Yeah.
I want to fuck off.
Yeah.
So far away.
Yep. So you take the time to unpack the rest of the camp, get get the horse sorted, steel yourselves for the fairly quick journey it is into Myrkul Village. Once there, as you all enter the north of the city, um,
Mhm.
I'll move all your coordinate as you enter the north of the city, and you put the horse in the stables. You slowly start to make your way towards the church, and as you make your way there, slowly but surely, people start to. You start to notice people going, "Hey, is that the Justice Collective? There must be." It's
Oh my god, we're famous.
like,
Krusk waves and billows his cape.
Oh my god.
and it does billow
I love
dramatically.
that cape.
So you make your way to the city, and every now and again, a person will come up to you and be like, "Please accept this offering."
Oh my god.
And it's like a little
Thoradin.
basket with like a cover on it. Like, please accept this offering as thanks for your efforts into the nine hells. Please
No.
Do you
go
want
with
me
luck.
to? Do you want me to sign anything or take
Talari is very uncomfortable right now.
Please just take this gift.
Take the
We need to talk to
bells
your
Yeah,
off the
priests
Thoradin's
first.
taking
No,
all that
thank you.
shit.
Would
Thank you.
anyone take the proffered gift?
Krusk will take it.
We'll take
Thoradin will
it.
take it.
Thank you for your gift. We'll we'll use it wisely.
They'll bow and then like scurry away. And as you look into it, you see it's just a basket with about 25 gold. You think?
Oh, okay, cool.
Wow.
25 or so gold. It feels about that kind of weight, but not necessarily in gold, in a mixture of different coins. So some
Oh,
of it's
okay.
gold, some of it's silver. So it
I'll
feels.
offer it to Thoradin. I'll say Thoradin, here you
Yeah,
go.
I should probably keep it safe in my bag of holding, you know, just
Yeah.
to, just to, you know.
Krusk will hand it over.
A few other
Never
people
say
will
that
come,
again.
and also offering other gifts similar to saying, "Please, thank you, please accept
We're not
this
accepting
gift."
gifts right now. We have to talk to the priests first.
Oh, we'll accept everything we can get.
No, 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 no.
Gifts?
So some of
Well, you
it's
know,
We had an agreement, Thoradin.
we do these people goodwill by helping
Well,
this place out.
if they give us offerings, they will expect something in return.
I'm just gonna bend down to Thoradin for a second and say,
What?
the sun's getting real low.
I see he switches. Okay.
okay,
No,
so
no gifts then. Fine.
you've accepted the first, but on the second and third and fourth and fifth and sixth and seventh time someone's offered to you, you politely decline across the five of you. However, uh, as politely as you all can manage. And the majority of people are disappointed, but
Oh, Krusk feels bad.
but some people are also. But you get like a crowd following you through to the city, to the church, into the center of the city. Eventually, a blue-robed priest of Myrkul will like greet you as you're entering like the second circle, like the entrance into the center part of the city. Says, "Welcome, Justice Collective. We have heard of your coming. Please follow me. I'll take you to my leadership, and we have much to discuss, I hope."
Yes, much to discuss. Is this going to be a private chat?
There will only be us priests of Myrkul and one other.
I had a feeling it would be at least one other. That is fine.
And he like offers to lead you on.
Yes.
Okay. So you
This is so
accept his,
uncomfortable.
They're like all of us are like,
yeah, hairs on the back of the necks, stiff. Icons. I'm assuming Oliver's with you. Oh, and they're on the next map anyway.
I do not want to be like any number down.
That's fine.
Yeah,
I,
Nadia just brings Oliver along with her, like wherever it's sort of reasonable.
yeah,
As long as she's
But
allowed
she
in,
doesn't really have
basically.
anywhere to leave her, unless
That's
she
fair.
leaves her with like the horse or whatever. But no, she brings her along.
Would you take Sooty along, Krusk?
Yeah.
Okay, so Sooty's like across your shoulders
Awesome. Yeah. You can just
throughout
chill.
this time. That's fine. Sooty's on your person for the purposes of this. Okay, so eventually, through the crowds of people that have come to witness the Great Justice Collective, some are throwing like flowers and such
Oh
as you
my God,
walk.
this is
It's
so
it's,
awkward.
it's turning into a right procession as you guys are walking along. And
So
as you,
tempted to cast dancing lights.
as you reach the vaunted halls of the church of Myrkul, the priest opens a door for you and leads it. Leaves it open for you to enter. So he's like posed as like a greeter, holding the door open for you as you inviting you to enter.
Very says thank you, and as she turns around, she just mouths to anyone looking at her, "Be careful."
Yep.
The first thing to notice as you're about to enter these church doors is that there is a warm wind wafting into your face as you're entering. On outside this church, it's a fairly like cool day. The wind's breezing. It's bright sunny day, but it's been fairly windy. It's not as hot as the rest of the days have been. It's been raining the past few days, so it's not been that warm. But as you are being invited into this temple, the Church of Myrkul, you get a warm breeze wafting into your face.
The gateway to hell is in there.
I have a bad feeling there's either if Matt, if we like look around, is there a fireplace or are they cremating people? Like,
So
what is it?
I'll take you to the map. But as
How
of
to
right
make your
now,
players paranoid 101.
I'll show you the map. But as of right now, you have not entered.
Okay,
This is the map. As of right now, you have not entered.
Massive big church.
we're
It is
about to.
a large vaulted ceiling, beautifully ornate glass pane windows. There is not a fire in sight that you can notice as you are looking in, but there's still a warm breeze wafting into your faces to enter.
That's bizarre.
Yeah, as Turi steps in, she'll step in probably at the front actually, and just kind of clench a fist a little bit, a little uncomfortable, readying
Just
herself to possibly act.
I think we're all like, wow, just about as tight as we can
Mm.
possibly be.
I
It's
think
amazing how
Talari's probably a little bit.
paranoid a parade could
Yeah.
make you.
I think Talari's probably a little bit calmer now because she's not outside with the parade. Like, there's less
Yeah,
people
Talari
here.
really doesn't like being stared at, does
No,
she?
no, she doesn't like being the center of attention, and that was literally her being, as
The
you know,
center of attention.
yeah. So she was like really tense, moving and like really closely
I've got
huddled.
this great image of her like huddling next to Krusk and Nadia so that nobody can see her because
Literally, like
they're
if like someone was throwing confetti, for example, she would walk away from the confetti, and like if it came from the other side, she'd be walking. Like, and if anyone approaches, she'd always like move
Make
away.
past the confetti.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, so
Talari.
as So as Turygurtha enters, you get the like if any of you have been to another country, it's like to Spain or somewhere warm. It's like coming off the plane. It's like walking to a wall of warmth.
Oh yeah.
The majority, like you feel sweat start to bead down your
Damn.
faces.
It's
Palms seem
cold.
sweaty.
It's the
It is
Hellgate.
the
It's literally the
downside
Hellgate.
warmer as you all pass through. Even Oliver begins panting a lot more heavily through the door. The priest who greeted you shuts the door behind you and turns and gestures to the rest of the temple in front of you. Which, at the very end of the chamber, you see a priest dressed in white robes and four others in blue robes, hence the blue dots. And then, from what you can only guess, is Aloysius on the single only other member sat at the pew at the front.
Why is it like we guess? Like, can we not see him properly?
Well,
I mean,
he's
we're
He's
quite
back
a
to
way
the back of his
away at
head
the
and he
moment.
sat
Oh,
down.
it's just yeah. It's not like
Can
he
only
looks.
see the
he
back
sat
of his
down.
head.
He sat down the pews back to you. You can
Okay.
from
okay.
from what you've heard from Thoradin and like from other discussions, like it's pretty much your best guess is the Lucius, and as you get closer, it most likely is confirmed.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
But as you're walking through, it's definitely a lot warmer than it was outside,
Mm.
and
Is there like a
you-
smell?
you all get a strange sense that you weren't exactly where you were just now.
Sorry, what?
Like, okay. Okay.
It's
We just walked
it
through a
smells
portal.
I think we've just been portaled.
Can
Yeah.
I
a
Can I
bit
turn
like
to the
brimstone. This is a
Oh.
rough smell.
Can I turn to the priest and say have we just moved?
We are in the Temple of Myrkul.
Mm,
And is the Temple of Myrkul what's the name of like the world? I
village.
forgot.
Oh,
The-
it's the plane, isn't it?
Just the Ascendant Lands or Ascendant
The
Realm.
Ascendant. Okay. Is the Temple of Myrkul still in the Ascendant realm?
It is here.
Well,
Okay.
you're helpful.
If I
ain't you,
look
mate?
out, if I just like here to my right, try to look out the window, what do I see?
It's so the light is streaming in, but every now and again the light flickers. Like there's fires outside.
Temple in hell.
Jeez.
God damn it!
So the priest seems pretty calm. So I'm just gonna. Can I just point to the window and say, "Is this usual? Or is this just for us now that we're here?"
It is as all that is designed.
Okay, that's very cryptic. Okay.
Conflict.
Have you brought us to hell then? Priest.
We're all where we are meant to be.
Right,
And he'll
gonna-
gesture you all to go up to the top of the rest of the way to the temple.
Yeah, Turi's gonna keep walking forward.
I guess we might as well.
We're
Yeah.
already fucking here now.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna whisper like prepare to attack. This is a trap.
That's
Can I
only
keep an eye on Aloysius as we
Mm.
walk up, or who we suspect to be Aloysius? Just like
Yeah.
eyeballing him.
Well, that certainly didn't work as planned, did it?
I'm
Nadia's
gonna.
staying at the back. Is that priest like going back through the door?
No, so he's purposely like placing himself between you and the door to like follow you up the alley.
Oh,
alley
I'm not being
the
allowed to
walkway.
hang back.
I didn't like latch the door or lock the door
He's
in any way.
he's purposely like inviting you forwards up to the center of the temple.
Turi, before she goes up, is just gonna put a hand on Krusk's shoulder, point at her lips, and then carry on walking forwards.
Krusk will turn and do the same to the person behind him.
He doesn't get it. I don't get it. I don't know what that means.
I think Turi was saying, "Message me." That would be my guess. But Krusk is not a good conspirator, Turi.
The problem I have is I have these wonderful things called Drow hand signals. Do any of you know Drow hand signals? No.
We've been working together 2 months. You could have taught us.
Yeah, like sign language. Come on.
Yeah.
What we should have done was had non-verbal signals planned out.
I'll allow you to have taught everyone like one syllable word signals to everybody.
Pass message.
Thing is, knowing Turi, it would have been something like pull and attack. Like if she only got like a couple
But
words in.
It's one syllable words. So
Oh yes, okay. So
You could have like anything that's a one-syllable word, like talk, for example.
yeah, I was about to say. So she'd probably do talk.
Oh, okay, in that case,
But she'd put her hand on Krust's shoulder, and then after she did that, she'd do that. Talk.
okay, okay. So Krusk will start to turn, remember his lessons, and then cast message.
Do you say anything to start off with?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
so I'll
yeah.
say,
You have to. Yeah.
oh, yeah, I have to start it off then. So I'll cast message and I'll say, Turi, what's going on?
So obviously we're stuck here now. Follow
Hmm.
my lead. We are probably going to have to calm them a little bit. Because
Hmm.
we're not going to be able to get out of here without them.
Hmm.
Mm.
Are you happy to take the lead on this then?
I'm the spokesperson, aren't I?
Proud of you, Turi. Krusk will cast
Relay.
several messages to relay to everyone that we're basically following Turi's lead. And yeah, everything she said basically. Yeah.
I mean, that was the plan.
Nadia's like stayed at the back and she's been chivvied along by this priest, but she's like keeping like a slight eye on him, just like
Yep.
she doesn't like having enemies behind her.
Always hackles a little bit raised as well, just out of your own enemies. Also keeping an eye on the priest behind you. In general, like the sense you get from this priest that they're not being threatening to you, while they may be suspicious entirely, they aren't being overtly aggressive in any of their motions.
No, they're not currently an active threat. No. It's them turning into one while I've got my like eyes pointed the other way that I don't want.
100%, and that's part of what Olva's instincts will help you with as well.
Yeah.
So how are you guys walking down? So we have Nadia and Olva at the back. Krusk, it seems, is at the front with
Yep. Behind or
with
next to Turi.
behind Turi. How do the rest of you wish to walk up this center?
That's the point. There's enough room to walk 2 by 2, isn't there, Matt?
Krusk will
Yeah.
walk next to Turi,
Totally.
you know, moral support sort of thing.
Yeah, you do, but do. Yeah, we'll have
I
Thoradin's,
like us being in a formation.
Yep.
Thoradin's
Fine.
opinion if he can take this priest out. You know, how he do it. You know, how quick can he be?
Yeah, contemplating
Yeah.
how best to react to the scenario. So as you get, the further you get closer to the altar, the priest robed in white will rise as if to greet you and say, "I am Elenil Wastrith. I am the high priest of Myrkul here in our fair temple. I apologize for the arrangements we have here. It's certainly unorthodox, but I believe it's fair considering the potential we all have for destruction among us. And it will eye every one of you, including Aloysius.
What's Aloysius doing now that we're further up?
Yeah,
He's
good
he
question.
sat on the pew and looking fairly smug, as always as Aloysius tends to want to do. You get a sense that he's got
Resting smug face.
some of what he wants here, by being here where you believe is the Nine Hells. He's somewhat smug. He's got half part of what he wants potentially,
Hmm.
but he's fairly uncomfortable himself. His normal like robe demeanor is it's a lot more like warm. He's a lot warmer, so he's a lot more undressed
Hmm.
than normal. Like even you in your plate armor, Krusk, it's fairly toasty, and you're gonna have some very
Oh no, you take another bath and we get out of here.
You're gonna have a lot of rust spots on your armor and under armor here. From all
Yeah,
the
I don't
sweating you've
have
been doing.
I don't have anything to cool myself down.
It's
Yeah,
a
so-
it's a good
Can you
sauna
can you
experience though. So
can you billow the cape in such a way that it fans you?
I'd
That would
totally
be
do it.
amazing.
Billows
It would
dramatically.
mostly fan Thoradin, wouldn't it?
Oh
When
yeah.
we get level with Aloysius, Nadia's gonna grin at him as if she's perfectly happy to be here and like
He will nod and wave back with a smug smile upon his face.
she's
Um,
doing her best to unnerve him.
Can I
Oh,
cast message on Aloysius and just say to him, "We turned your friend into a potato, and we're not afraid to do the same to you."
Well, I mean, we didn't, Krusk. We can't do that, but yeah.
No,
You
we
don't
don't
know,
need
you
to
don't
know
know.
that.
He doesn't need to know that.
That's amazing.
I think Aloysius is going to regret his life choices.
Oh damn it, Haiss! I
Regardless
had a
of
whole
how we
thing
come
planned.
out of this, I don't think Aloysius is going to be very comfortable at the end of the conversation.
Aloysius will like ever so slightly gulp uncomfortably at that, and he'll whisper back, "Whatever John's choices made him that potato."
You're
Was
not
that
fooling anybody, mate. We can always see you looking uncomfortable.
Yeah. So Elanor will like gesture to Mule to take a pew and to sit if you wish.
Tori will step forward first and kind of attempt a really crappy curtsy, and
And
then she'd say, "And we are the Justice Collective," and look over Aloysius. "As foretold, we would come."
yes, we have heard much of your exploits. He'll give a like respectful nod to you and the rest of your crew.
But there is
Nadia ain't
also
sitting
much that you
down.
do not know, which, while we are interested in why we have come to this particular plane, there are things of urgency that require our attention.
Yes, well, let us explain at first why we believe this is the best place to talk. We, as you'll gesture to all the priests robed in blue, ignoring Aloysius. We priests of Myrkul have heard of many great thing of your exploits, your deeds against the tyrant that was the ending of the bandits, and even killing a dragon or two along your journey here to our fair city. And we, us priests, upon our fair Aloysius here, his own recommendation upon facing you, as I believe he was a member of the bandits that you had slain. He's faced you and he's vouched for your strength. And we have come to agreement that you are divinely right to be here, and we want to hire you to enter the nine hells and empty the place. Myrkul has much displeasure over that of the nine hells and does wish for it to be ended, if you are so inclined.
Speaking of your Myrkul, we have come to a revelation while we have been hired to do a different job.
Mm.
There are objects in which, long ago, before the Ascendancy, Myrkul, the original Myrkul Prime, if you will, was banished and imprisoned. This meant that the Myrkul who you follow now has not gained his full power.
Oh, rubbish! Aloysius will stand in aggression towards Turygurtha. She's spouting crap! We all know
Did
it's
you?
Urkus in the medallions. How else would it be?
How many of the
Elanil,
medallions have
She
you
just
ever
raises a
seen,
hand.
Aloysius?
Elanil will shout that will like give Aloysius a death stare,
One sec. I'll
and
be right back.
Alana will give Aloysius a death stare and you say, "You will have your turn to speak. You may be a chosen of Myrkul, but you are not a priest. Sit down. They have their chance to speak. You will have yours." And he will gesture to Turygurtha. Please, carry on.
She'll nod first, and then she'll begin to continue. As I was saying, many believe it to be Orcus, but that was a lie. As we have spent time near these objects, not all of them, but some, we have been contacted by the being inside these things, and they have clearly and inexplicably shown us that they are in fact the Myrkul that was banished so long ago. This means two things. The current Myrkul ascended without his full power, which is possibly a reason for some things happening in the world. But on top of that, and I would like to clearly state this now, your friend Aloysius here,
Unfortunately, I need
oh,
£1 to do it.
raising some undead and trying to face us and believing in this Myrkul, and also coming to you to explain how great we are, is in fact against you all and against us as well. We have done many triumphant things, but I do not think any of us powerful enough to take on the entire of the 9 hells. We are strong, yes, but I believe if Myrkul was gifted the chance to have his full power back, there would be nothing to stop him from being able to clear the 9 hells himself.
Alana will wait a good few minutes, pondering what you were saying. He was watching you with deep intensity, every now and again looking at Aloysius to make sure he was still sat down, not going to speak up. Aloysius looking a bit petulant at the dressing down he was given. And eventually, Alana will nod and go, "Okay. So, you have on your person or within your collective proof that that Myrkul does reside in the medallion?"
I'm just checking now because I can't remember if I gave it to someone or not.
Yeah.
If I still have the.
I
I
believe
Yeah, I
it's
do have it.
still
you've got it.
Yeah.
it's still
Yeah.
you and you and Talari. Yeah.
I look around at the group for a second, and I just begin walking very steadily up the stairs. And I take the medallion and I lay it on the table, and I say, "It does feel like the aura of Orcus, but that is only because he is of a similar theme to Myrkul. I believe you, as true priests of Myrkul, will know the difference. That is why we came. We need your help. Show the people who hired us that these medallions are not Orcus, not to be destroyed, and instead to be set free in the realm of the dead, where Myrkul has a chance to take his power back."
Alana will gesture to the medallion you laid down on the table as if to say if he's allowed to pick it up.
And she kind of lifts her hand from it. And, yes, please.
He'll go to inspect it, and you can see the other priests are like peering over it, like trying to peer over the altar to try and get a good look at the medallion as well. And to you and to all of them, it does seem to, as it always has, to actively look as mundane as possible to try and get the eye to glare over it, to think of it as nothing more than just a common medallion. The even Aloysius is curious, even though he can't see it from this angle. He's watching over the rest of you, trying to see if he can guess if any of you else any of the rest of you also might carry a medallion such as this. Alana will pick it up with reverence and will ask, "And who hired you?" While they're investigating the medallion.
We were hired by some wizards, and we were asked to meet them in Mistra City to
Ah,
destroy the medallions. But we, and I believe you will agree, that it will be safer for everyone if these medallions were to be freed. Myrkul Prime and current Myrkul can decide who truly deserves this power.
so it is Mistra. Always comes back to Mistra. She has been bane of our lives, being only a stone's throw away. Always keeping an eye on us, always trying to subvert us. As you may be aware, Mistra abhors Myrkul. She is the very definition of biased against us.
That is why we came to you first. We need proof, other than just our own statements, that this is not Orcus, but Myrkul, and that the right thing to do is to release him and do as the Ascendancy suggests. Let them
Yeah.
decide between them.
And how long did Myrkul take to make their appearance known to you? Was it days? Was it weeks? How long did you have this medallion before they showed their
For me, dear Master General, I've completely forgotten, but Curry would not.
I'd say it was a week or so.
Week or so, yeah.
How long was it for me, Matt? Because this was months ago, OC, and I've completely forgot. It
Yes.
was a couple of weeks, wasn't it?
It was at least it was a couple of weeks for
Because
Nadia
Nadia
for
was
the
the
first
first,
vision.
the original bearer.
It
And
only
then
took
you
then it-
passed it
week.
over to Talari. Talari was
Talari knew more
only
about magic.
it was only a few days, I
Yeah,
believe, was
because
for Talari.
Talari was specifically trying.
Yes, she
to do
was
it.
effectively
trying to
tuning
talk
to
him.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And then it was passively about a week or so for
Yeah.
Turygurtha.
Okay, so also, out of my allies, a few of us have
Few
been
weeks.
contacted. When you are not trying to connect with the medallion, a week, 2 weeks, but when you are trying to connect with it, it can be a matter of a couple days. But we have found that the potency of Myrkul's strength, his ability to pierce through the banishment that holds him, it has been weakened by the proximity of having these medallions near each other.
So you have more.
We do have 2 out of the 5.
There are 5.
So
Hmm.
we believe, but that is what was explained to us by the people who hired us.
Hmm. May I see the other so that we can try and speed up uh, the appearance of Myrkul from these medallions.
Can I get
Nadia's
an
going to
insight
raise.
check to see if
Nadia's going.
he's
Oh, sorry. You carry on, Arthur. I thought you'd finished.
just? I just want to see, like, can I have a insight check to gauge if he's feeling friendly towards us, or if he's sort of seeing this as an opportunity.
If
Oh.
he's
So
so
if he's
if he's genuine in his
genuine in
willingness to
his,
bring
he wants to help us, or is this an opportunity to get both medallions?
to try and
and then-
underhand you.
Yeah.
Okay. Roll insight for me, please. And what were you trying to say, Louise?
Nadia doesn't think that the Nine Hells is a good place for 2/5 of a god, and is therefore going to raise her head from where she's been like quietly keeping an eye on Aloysius and the priest standing behind her, and say, if we are in the Nine Hells, is it really a good place for 2 out of 5 parts of your, possibly 2 out of 5 parts of half of your god's power?
We are suitably protected here. He will throw away your question.
She's going to raise an eyebrow, but she's not going to say anything else.
So, what was your result of your insight?
30-20. 30-20.
30-20. Okay. It's a mixture of the two. So you get a sense that he's excited to have a physical manifestation of Myrkul. He's definitely interested. Definitely is believing your story, but in the back of your mind, this guy represents an evil god, a chaotic evil god. He himself must be, to some extent, either evil or chaotic himself. At least to be a high priest,
And also,
to get to this stage.
yeah, and also their Myrkul is technically aligned with Cyric. Also, and also the other thing to bear in mind, which Turi would know, when we both got that really vivid dream, we were outside of Mistress City. So you technically don't have to have the things next to each other for proximity to be a factor.
That's true.
You don't get the most honest vibes from this guy from your inside check. He's definitely interested, definitely excited, buying into your story, but something in the back of your mind just goes, this there's something that you just can't shake.
Mhm.
You will not need them to be right next to each other to feel the presence. If you try with this particular medallion while we are here, I think you will be able to glean more from it than you might expect.
He'll smirk, but the other medallion is here. Otherwise, the proximity would be realms apart. Yes?
That's a good question. Where did we put it?
Oh, Talari's got it. It's on her.
Still
that-
around Talari's neck.
It's around her neck, under her clothing, but it is around her neck.
Okay. Then
Wow, but
Yeah.
Terry will just say, it is close enough.
One of us has it. Guess which one, asshole? That's not an IC comment. That's a very much an OC comment.
yeah, that's fine. But at this point, Aloysius will understand. You go, Alanil, my priests, you were correct in that I am not a priest of Myrkul, and I am a chosen of them. Perhaps, maybe my proximity to Myrkul's second half, Myrkul Secondus, shall we say, the non-original, the non-prime Myrkul, if you so correct. Perhaps maybe I could hold the medallion. Maybe I can accelerate them even further to accelerate the connections of the proximity of the Myrkul spirits. Maybe the Myrkul that could reside in the medallion could want to return to the soul that is the original or the secondus.
Bullshit.
Yuri will kind of like raise a hand at this and just sort of say, well, I'm sure Aloysius has your ear and has proven himself worthy before. This man has very clearly stated his intent on killing one of the Justice Collective, a key member, in fact. And I feel that he most likely will not give you the earnest truth if it means benefiting us and taking him further away from his goal of such an intent.
Lionel will just shrug his shoulders and, well, if he claims such a thing, he will lose credibility here. There's his choice to make. What quarrel or quorum he has with you is not my problem. Aloysius may rise and come. Aloysius will stand and walk smugly with a little bit of taking his time to climb the steps, painstakingly stepping on each one and to reach to the medallion.
Ursine steps
Reaches
back,
the top.
watches him like a hawk.
He goes and accepts the medallion off Alanil. Alanil will look him dead in the eyes and go, Aloysius, if there is any funny business here, you will know what the penalty will be. This is purely about understanding what is in this medallion and if it is indeed Myrkul. And that does, as they are also correct, does get Myrkul back to whole. That is a key important factor in this. Set
I
aside
prepare. Sorry, go on. Go on. Go on.
set aside any biases towards the group and just base this purely on Myrkul, for Myrkul's sake, as he hands the medallion over.
I
As
prepare
Aloysius
counter spell
accepts it.
if he casts any spells.
So if Aloysius goes to cast a spell,
Yep.
you wish to counter spell.
Yep.
Okay. Is there anything else anyone else wishes to do as Aloysius is accepting the
Hold on, let me see what I
medallion?
got.
Talari will raise her hand. As we don't particularly trust Aloysius and his word, would you object to a zone of truth? I mean, we can put it around Turygurtha as well, so it will be fair for both.
No. And he'll nod to one of the priests of Myrkul who gathers the energy to cast Zone of Truth.
How big is a zone of truth?
10 feet.
So I'm gonna have to be right next to him then.
It's a 10,
15 feet. 15 feet. 15-foot
Okay.
radius sphere
It's
centered on a
15
point.
foot radius,
Hey.
so you could be like 30 feet away from him
Oh,
and still
okay,
both of you be
okay.
like,
I
making
didn't
it
want to be. I
right.
didn't want to be too
Yeah.
close to him.
Yeah.
I might
Yeah.
punch him then.
So it's enough. It's enough so that Elanil, the priests, and anyone on the dais basically is in the Zone of Truth.
And everyone accepts.
Yeah. Like,
And the priest will just nod. And I'll go, Are you happy to Talari?
Yes, thank you.
Nods, and then nod to Aloysius. Aloysius will accept the medallion, and before he does anything, you'll just. It's my second time. May I be permitted to kneel to meditate on this properly? And I know we'll go, yes, yes, yes. Do as you must.
Mm.
Aloysius will kneel and go into like a meditative position for those of other elves. It's almost like a trance.
How long does Zone of
Um,
Truth last?
about 10 minutes, I
10
want to
minutes.
say.
10 minutes.
Mm.
Off the head. 10 minutes. So, for a good 5 minutes, Aloysius is there studying the medallion in quiet contemplation. Everyone is kind of waiting on the bated breath of just some are looking a bit bored because it's taken a while. It's like, come on, it's if he's correct, then it must be sooner, kind of thing. Some of it is a bit hot under the collar, the warmth that is around you and what you assume to be the hells. And eventually, Aloysius will just gasp as if coming up for a breath. It's You look with a shock for those. His back's behind to most of you, but to Turygurtha, and you'll see his shocked face in pure practically disbelief. He'll look up at Lana and say, "It is. It's. I don't know how much is there, but it's. It has to be." And Lana will nod to the priest who was casting Zone of Truth and stops it. And you feel the compulsion to not lie to go that stops.
Fuck for that.
Elenel will nod to Lucius and go, "Thank you, Lucius. You may place the medallion back down and take your seat again." And Lucius will do so. He will genuinely put the medallion down, take a step down with awe. The fact that you guys have been in his presence all this time. He's not looking at you as smugly as he was before. It's just almost as a kind of respect, practically.
Mm.
With it's a bit weird. It makes sets you as much unease as any other facial expression Aloysius may do, but then he'll sit back down, and so Lana will go to pick up the medallion again. So now that we have that confirmation, how do we go about getting the second from you?
This is where we come to a bargain, so to speak. You don't need the second from us. You
We need 5, apparently. We need 4 more.
exactly. And
So we do need a second from you.
we
And the third,
believe
and the fourth,
they're
and the
all
fifth.
going to be in Mistress City. We need one of you come as witness, preferably not Aloysius, to explain that it is in fact Myrkul, not Orcus, in these medallions, and that we need to collect them, yes, but then free his spirit, soul, godlyhood, whatever you want to call it, in the realm of death, where I don't know what he called it, Myrkul Secundus, whatever that was.
Well, if you have Myrkul Prime in here, the imitator that you proclaim is not Prime, so Secondus.
Myrkul Secondus and Myrkul Prime need to follow the rules of Ascendancy, essentially, and decide who wins, who gets the power. But we cannot release these medallions on the material plane. They must be released in the realm of death. The carnage. Myrkul has spent a very, very long time in there. And he has waited a very, very long time to get out. When you put 5 pieces of something back together, I would not want to release that kind of thing in a city.
No, that is correct. I would expect the Myrkul Prime would very much prefer to fight Myrkul Secondus on their own ground.
Agreed. So that is our request. One of you lawful priests with high enough regard to come and aid us in giving that evidence to the people who hired us and convincing them to hand over the other medallions. And then also, being that you can, and she looks around at this point, bring us to hell, maybe you can bring us to the realm of death to release him.
How about a wager? I would prefer to have both of these medallions. But, as you have so eloquently put, you would prefer not to do so. At the exit of this temple lies a maze. Enter the maze, reach the center, and escape. You may take the second medallion to Mistress City, and I myself will go there as well to vouch for your word. Die in the maze, and I will claim this medallion as I wish, and I will go to Mistress City and get the rest of Myrkul back myself.
Or, just putting this out there, we cut out the middleman, or the middle maze, so to speak, because time is of the essence, and you just come with us to Mistress City, get all the medallions, and your god gets his full power back, like you want.
You're free to enter the maze at any time you wish. Or, as soon as you hand me over that second medallion, I will take you back to Myrkul Village and we'll part our ways. That is my bargain.
Just to get this straight, this is out of character, by the way. He'll only help us if we do his maze. Otherwise, he's not interested in helping. Okay.
Yep, that's his
Basically.
bargain. He wants the second medallion for himself, and so
Okay. And
by
if we give him the second medallion, he's not going to come with us.
he will come with you.
Okay.
Well, he won't. Well, it's up to you if you want to go to Mistress City, but he'll go to Mistress City regardless with the second medallion, or if you carry
we
the
can-
second medallion.
So we can either give it to him and he'll come, or if
Well,
we don't want to give it
go
to
his
him, we
own
do the
time.
maze. Okay.
Basically.
Yeah,
Mm.
with the implication of being what he does in Mistress City might not necessarily be what we want him to do in Mistress City.
Yeah, it might go there with a bunch of.
Oh, see, I'm just putting that out there.
Mm.
That's fair.
That I wouldn't put it past him to just try and release Myrkul
Yeah,
on the prime material plane and flatten Mistress City, the god he's like
We did.
Um,
Yeah.
completely owned having a grudge against.
We did
That
just
would
say that
I'm
we.
really be
already-
devilishly evil of him, would it not?
I mean, we did just
mean,
say he
It
would
would
level.
100% be in character.
Yeah, we
Alright,
did
Mistra
just
does
say he'd
have a
level the
grudge
city.
against
So
him. Like she said, she doesn't like Myrkul, the original one.
Yeah, but on top of that, obviously these priests have a beef with Mistra, so I wouldn't be surprised if he takes those 2 medallions, tries to suck the power out for himself for a little bit, destroy Mistra City while getting the other 3 medallions and then releasing them after.
Hmm
the
Is
fact is
where
that
my
he'll do
head's
it.
at.
He'll do it on his terms and not our terms.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Although I can point out that we haven't given him that amulet. We just let him look at it. You could always take it back and be like, if you want any of the fucking things, stop being a dickhead.
It's currently in his hands as of right now.
Oh, has he picked it
Yeah,
up?
he's
Oh, I
picked it
thought
up.
it was on the.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm using my
Cherry's
watch representation. Or
Yeah, he had.
I mean, Cherry's probably faster than him. You could
It's
probably take it
definitely,
back.
it's
There's
definitely
nowhere to run
grab it.
there because we're
Mm.
now.
Yeah.
On the other hand, he might take exception to that.
Currently in the plane of hell. Not sure
Yeah.
I want to completely piss
You
this guy off.
assume to be the plane of hell of the 9 hells. It definitely from what you've seen, what you feel, there's a fair assumption of such, but you
Mm.
can't guarantee
Somewhere
that.
pretty dodgy. Yeah.
I message Turi and just be like, ask about more about the maze.
He kind of crinks her neck. So, this maze. What
Yes.
exactly is the maze? Is it the maze of fire to fit the theme? We dealing with tall hedgerows. I think a more important question is how long do you think it will take us to do this maze? Because as I said, time is of the essence.
You needn't worry about time here.
It,
Makes me worry when he says that.
Yeah.
So, do you wish to take on the maze, or you hand me over the second medallion? The decision is up to you.
Well, we can't really give him the second medallion. That's just not really an option. And it's looks to me, it sounds like we've lost this first medallion.
We can't just lose a medallion though. We either need to get it back or.
I mean, but the thing is,
We
if
just
we
do
if we
return.
take it back, that's going to make the situation a lot worse.
yeah.
You
We
know?
can't
Take
just
it
let him
back
have it.
by force. The trouble is, I can't see any way of weaseling it out of him.
It's in his hand. He's just playing with it. It is completely up to you guys. Like none of the priests are showing any sign of like aggression towards you. They're very much calm, still a bit sweaty, but very much calm. Even Lucius is looking a bit smug across you now upon
I
realizing.
mean, it's worth
So,
it's worth
Well, no,
a shot of just reaching out and taking it back.
yeah, that's my thing. Turi's gonna put both hands on the altar for a second and lean forward.
Mhm.
And she's gonna say, on the condition that we can have our first medallion back and you can prize it from our dead corpses in that maze, or come with us after we have both medallions, I think we have a deal.
How much did the Mr. Wizards or whoever wizards? How much did they offer you in gold?
2,000. Isn't it?
How much was it?
Is that
It was
2,000?
It was you all paid 1,000 gold deposit and then another 1,000 gold upon reaching the city or handing over the medallion. You were
2,000 each.
well. If I paid you 2,000 each for this medallion,
Nadia's going to shake her head.
No. And that is our bargain. Both medallions, you can prize it from our dead corpses, or you can come with us to Mystery City.
4,000 each.
A lot of money.
I don't
Up-
think you
Thoradin
understand how
advising
this
us
Yeah,
like
Talari will just put like a hand on Thoradin's shoulder. Just
He's fucking desperate, isn't he? Fucking leave at this for all you can get, Cherry. Just
He
like,
wants.
just
He
keep
wants.
stonewalling him.
He wants
Watch
the same
Thoradin
thing.
explode.
Yeah.
He wants the same thing we want, though, right? Like he wants to do
Mm,
this whole Myrkul business.
Yeah, but how
Not
he wants
quite.
to do it is the question.
Yeah.
He's evil,
Not
man. He
quite.
wants to-
Turi's like leaning on one arm and now has outstretched her other arm towards
I mean,
the
4,000
medallion.
gold's a lot. We could get like a legendary.
yeah, but the problem is he's like I said,
Yeah,
he's
and it
likely.
would come at the price of a city being wiped off the map. I'm not having that happen again.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't think any of us would be very comfortable with
The
it.
first time you don't fucking get to talk.
Your own interplanar dimensional house.
Christ, he's desperate.
Whoa! What
I
is going on?
reiterate again, I don't think you understand how the Justice Collective works.
Can't just buy us out. I mean,
Aliens, you comprise them of our dead corpses, or you come to Mistress City with us.
Bargain's a bargain. I will look forward to collecting them off your cold bodies.
She
To offer it.
holds the medallion for a second, kind of leans in. You are not the first person I've made a bargain with and won. She takes the medallion off. She puts it back in her, like, dress and stuff. She begins to walk down the stairs very, very slowly. And she just goes to Krusk. House probably wasn't looking.
I'm looking. What are you doing?
Whisper.
He's making the message.
Oh no, sorry. Your webcam's off. If you're
I
Oh,
can
okay.
see
having
it.
Uh,
Click
It's
weird.
not off. It was off a
Oh.
minute ago. but
click
it's come
on
back
if
Oh,
you
it's back
click on
now.
yeah if you
Oh,
click
yeah,
on the
it's back
Discord,
now.
it actually for some reason it doesn't show it for whatever.
Oh, okay.
That's weird.
Oh, strange.
Okay, Krusk will
fine.
message. Things have escalated too. Yeah, what's the plan now?
We were never going to get out of here without doing what they wanted. At least this way we keep all our cards on us as long as we keep our strength.
Back to Mistress City then, is it?
Yeah. Hope everybody's feeling really, really strong right now, because the maze we're about to go through is probably not going to be an easy one.
Oh, we are doing the maze.
There's no other choice. We have to. We can't get out.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
either he comes with us or he gives us the medallions and we go into the maze.
Unless someone has a way of getting out of the 9 hells.
We could
Uh,
make them
yeah.
take us back.
Also,
Mm.
on the way down, can I just shoot a look at Elosius?
He's looking smug at the fuck.
Yeah. Let's say.
He's like giving you like a small wave and like mouthing, like it's like, "I want you dead."
Wow.
Nadia's doing her best to unnerve him still. Like if he's looking at the group, she's gonna grin back at him, and mouth back to him. Same to you. Fancy coming along.
He just shakes his head, says, "Good luck. You'll need it." But as you all head towards the door, no priest goes with you. No priest is making a move against you. You're walking of your own free will, as it were, as free as it can be in this moment, towards the door. And as you go down, as you open the door, it opens into a room.
Oh,
This
is that
room
far?
is a large cavernous room.
Oh,
The
shit.
and with fairly dark and with high walls of what appear to be a maze in front of you. As you look around the edge of the maze, you see that there are 4 possible entrances of this maze.
Are they where the darkness comes out?
Yes, so it's the dynamic lighting. So, ha.
Ooh! What are these red glowing things?
They're the so you got the two spiders at the basically the entrance of the temple that you just left,
Oh,
and
they've
then
got
these
glowing
glowing,
eyes.
and then the glowing is the glowing of the doorways, the possible entryways into the maze.
Okay.
Each square is about 10 foot by 10 foot for you to. It's about 10 feet across, roughly.
Cool. Oh, is the map to scale? If
Yeah,
we...
the map is 100% to scale.
How tall is the walls again?
Very high. They reach the top of the cavern.
Oh,
So
you
they
can't.
don't. There's no gap.
Never going to be able to fly over a maze. This is not going to be.
Hey, you know, you
Oh!
climb to the top of the maze in Legend of Zelda, right? It's fine there.
But he wish he had gaseous form now, and he could just like phase through.
I lost all that stuff, unfortunately.
So feel
You
free
can't
to.
phase through with gaseous form, can you?
Can you? Well, I
Not
think
a
as long
solid
as
wall.
there's gaps and stuff, I think. Like
Yeah,
cracks.
but there's got to be a gap if it's a solid wall.
Yeah.
So feel free to pick an entrance. You do literally have as much time as you wish to go
Um,
through.
I guess the question is, are we all sticking together?
Oh yeah.
Hell
Yes.
yes.
100%.
Yes, we are
Yeah,
not
no,
splitting
nobody wander
party,
off
not
in
here.
this place.
Now I have a piece of chalk
Yep.
in my inventory, which I think
Mhm.
we crushed up into like dust. My question is, if I were to like sprinkle it
You can
every
probably
so often
smear it
behind
into
me,
something.
yeah, or like touch it on something or whatever, it's one piece of chalk. How? How? Oh no, wait! I've got 10 of those. Okay, well, how?
It's a bag. It's like a climber's chalk. A whole bag of
Yeah.
climber's chalk, effectively. You.
What a random thing to have.
Well, it was after we got kicked. Our asses got kicked by an invisible thing. I was trying to think of ways to like coat it in something.
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
we've got like an anti-invisible demon
Gotcha.
bag of chalk.
yeah. Yeah. So you can certainly use it, and you can use any other object you wish to use to try and make markings of your way. I think you have rope, you have string.
Yep.
Upon your persons. It will get you a fair way.
Terry's gonna come back to the group and like huddle a little bit and just sort of say, "Okay, I'm really sorry. That was terrifying experience, and I kind of panicked a little bit, but then I held it together. But then I panicked a little bit.
You
but
did a good job. You did a good
You
job,
did
Terry.
pretty good.
We're
Nadia's
proud
gonna
of you.
reach out and pat her on the shoulder.
Yep.
Okay, great. So I'm not so great. Mazes, planned out routes, memorized. Great. Anybody particularly good with puzzles?
Puzzles, no. Finding my way, possibly. Never been in the Nine Hells before. Let's see how it goes.
Great. Okay. Well, I have some. I have some chalk we could use to mark where we've already been. Uh,
What have we got to do? Get to the centre.
I mean,
Yeah, that's what you said.
I could always try drawing it out in my book. But do I have a way of drawing? I don't know if I have a way of drawing.
I mean, if you've got
Yeah.
book, presume you've got a pencil. If we've all got a dream
or
journal, we've got to have
ink.
something to write in them
Exactly.
with.
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah. If yeah. So
Yeah.
I should really
That's-
add dream journal to my stuff.
You should.
yeah.
Yeah, we should
Good
all add
flavour.
dream journal
Yeah.
to our thing.
Yeah.
Um,
So yeah. What I could try that at least. It could help.
Yep.
Should do.
My concern is
Anyone
what.
got a reel of string? Isn't there like a legend about a magical maze and a reel of string?
I have no
I
idea.
don't know what you're talking about.
My
Then again, that's for finding your way out, not for finding your way to the middle. When we get to the middle and survive, we're good to go.
Yeah, here's
Phase
the thing.
one?
I wasn't getting the
How
most
do we know
trustworthy
when we've gotten to
vibes.
the middle?
you'll know.
Usually there's some kind of centerpiece thing, but I think the key point we're probably going to have to focus on here is they are evil priests. We could easily be cheated out of the bargain. That's why I chose my words carefully on what I was doing. My main hope is that if we're in Nine Hells, then they at least have the power to get us to the domain of death. So we're ticked up on that point.
Why in flying fuck is there temple in the Nine Hells? If
I
this is the
don't know.
Nine Hells and not just like an elaborate show.
Even if it is an elaborate show, it's a pretty fucking good show.
Yeah, but why the fuck? Why are they here? What are they doing here? Like, Domain of Death, I would understand. They're a bunch of, like, death priests. Cool. But Hells?
Maybe they're in league with the demons. Sketchy stuff.
Yeah, but they wanted us to clear the demons.
No, they said they wanted us to kill the demons, and they seem pretty enthusiastic about that.
But they haven't asked us recently, have they? Did the priests ask us? They just wanted us to do the mace.
They wanted
No,
us
they
to
want us to do
originally,
the
and they
maze,
seemed
but
pretty
originally,
enthusiastic about it.
yeah. They
Maybe it
wanted
was an
us to-
elaborate trap to take us to the demons.
Yeah, that was
I
my
hate
thinking, so they
demons.
get what they want in the first place anyway, but
I hate
when-
demons.
yeah.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, we are where we are.
I guess we got to solve this maze then, right?
My concern is the things that are inside the maze.
Hmm.
Yeah, we should all be on our guard.
We had no issues getting here, and we don't seem to be in any immediate danger. Yet they seem to believe we will perish before we reach the middle. Now that will either mean there is full of dangerous things, such as creatures and traps, or
I mean,
it's an infinite maze that you cannot reach the middle.
oh, why did you have to
Could you not have like got Krusk to whisper that to me
put
before
that
I made the
idea in my
bargain?
head,
Like that would have
Talari?
been really good to know before I was like,
I
yeah.
hate you!
Wow, I was not meant to talk. You had a spokesperson.
Oh, yes, you can whisper to Krusk to whisper to me.
I thought that would be rude.
You could have like put your hand up or something.
Well, I only put my hand up that
she's
one
looking
time.
really uncomfortable.
I put my hand up that one time because he asked us if we had anything to add.
Oh, okay. Point is, we are where we are. We are where
We're
we are.
stuck here now.
We don't know what this maze is like, so I think it's only fair to say everybody prepare what they can before battle, and accept we're going into this maze. There are things that are going to try kill us, maybe some other stuff, and we should be prepared for that. I
really
don't
don't
know
like this.
where we want to start.
Terry, if I completely flip my shit, you're the fastest one. Knock me on my ass. I don't care if you hurt me. Don't let me attack you.
Great. Okay.
Is that likely?
If, I mean, we
If you
don't know.
completely flip your shit, I'm going to attempt to point you in the direction of something attacking us.
My shit, enemies first. But if I forget you're not an enemy, don't let me attack you. Knock me on my ass.
I mean, you never know. This could be a
Noted.
maze of illusions. They may turn us into, make us think we are enemies of each other.
Talari, please
Maze of
shut
shit.
up.
Okay.
You're
I'm just-
really
You
not
have
helping
not
anymore.
helped in anything you've said.
I'm just,
We've killed dragons, man. We can kill anything.
I'm
this
just
thing throws
making
at us.
sure that you're aware. Like now that you know it's a possibility,
Where?
if it happens, you know, you're prepared
Now
for it.
that I have that idea in my head, I'm going to be freaking out about it for the next fucking year.
Okay.
No time to freak
Nadia,
out.
I'm gonna cup her face. Just point it towards me. Focus. Game face. We're going to go through these narrow hallways with tall ceilings. There's going to be terrifying things,
Oh my
and
god.
you're just going to have to get out your pretty, radiant,
I have demon
beautiful
slaying axe.
demon slaying axe and cut them to shit. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
You have Thoradin on your side.
And Thoradin,
Not this shit.
get
Easy.
that blade out.
Could use
Krusk,
all the luck we need, you know.
Krusk will like jostle his shield. Shield at the
damn
ready.
straight. Talari, healing magic. All
Oh,
the
yeah.
time. Everybody ready? Because I think we should start peeking.
Should I go first? With
Alright.
No.
She's
like,
gonna get the axe out.
he's gonna
be
like you know, like I forgot what it's called. Shit, what's the word? Wrap his knuckles on the plate armor.
Tur-
You sure you don't want me to go first?
Turi goes, no. As spokesperson, my suggestion is I'm the one who's the quickest to jump out of the way when something fires at me.
Yes, we should probably be checking for traps, whoever is in front.
That's exactly what I'm gonna do.
Last thing we need to do is fall down a pit of spikes.
Sorry, where's the entrance, Matt?
Really, Talari, do you have to keep making it worse?
Look, at least
Oh,
at least I
the
didn't
little-
mention that we're in the hells, so
Oh,
they could be
God.
undead everywhere. At least I didn't mention that. I was
Can I check for traps, please?
I'll keep it down. I'll
Hmm.
stop freaking out so loudly.
so I suppose we have
So,
to
so
pick a door.
it's easier.
Harness, if you
Last
get me
one.
out of this, I will be forever grateful.
So, as you peer into the room, I'll move into the room.
Ooh. Ooh.
You notice
like-
that the walls are 10 feet wide and the ceiling is 10 feet high.
Mm. Okay.
It is perfect 10-foot cube, 10-foot
Yeah.
square,
Mm.
cube, whatever. How you
Alright.
want to imagine. It's a 10-foot high, 10-foot wide corridor.
Mhm.
As you look in, doesn't seem to be trapped. The hallway is immaculate though.
No
No
blood,
dust,
no
no
scratches.
the blood, no scratches, no dust, no dirt.
Hmm.
It is very clean.
Creepy.
Mm.
We need to
Well,
kind of
first
go
of all,
left, don't we?
I
Like we
was
need to
going
go
to say,
up,
first part of call, left or right?
Wow.
left.
If in the middle we have a way of getting out of here, maybe there's a portal. Maybe Ulva can smell something that isn't of this area.
Mm.
If it's a portal
That's
to
the first thing you've said. That's the first thing you've said since we got here. I actually like. I'll ask her. Ulva,
Oof.
any ideas? Way home. Gotta go forward. We can't go back.
She'll sniff around. It's hard to
Okay.
tell what you want as in home. What smell could be home here in this unfamiliar place? She's fairly confused.
Mm.
Mm,
like a
there's-
forest or something.
Yeah, there's nothing distinctive. Nadia's gonna say she can't. I don't think she can get a good somewhere different at least. Somewhere that doesn't smell like this. What does this smell like, Matt? Like,
like-
to my human nose.
Like a bit like brimstone. Like it's very like dark, hot, sooty. Like like it's
Very
been actually
stereotypical hell.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sulfur.
sulfur.
Yeah.
Smells like someone's farted. You know. a
Yeah,
bit.
bad eggs. Yeah,
Um,
yeah. She's gonna say somewhere that doesn't smell like this. A change. Because this place
From-
stinks.
from this door that you're trying to go through, Ulva's not convinced.
Can we
Um,
can we feel a breeze? Maybe in any particular. I mean, that'd be pretty
Yeah,
rough in a maze.
She
no.
doesn't say anything here.
No, I have 120-foot dark vision.
Yep.
Should I be able to see a bit more than I can currently see, or is it?
Yeah, technically like 120 foot. You should be out if the corridor's that long.
Let's see if
Can you
I
assign different characters their own?
I can,
light
but I've given you
figures?
all the same light dynamic lighting
I'm
stuff.
abusing every possible
Is it
racial
actually
racial
dark
feature
in
right now.
here, Matt? Like, do we need a source of light, or have we got like a mysterious glow or something?
No, it's light enough for you to see.
Ah, fair enough.
Okay.
But
It's
It's
more
not-
just
it's not
to
dim.
control where we know which way we can go.
Yeah.
Makes
Yeah,
Matt's life a lot easier as well.
I've given. Well, you say that it's difficult for me to see what you're seeing at times.
Oh yeah.
oh, is it hard? Is it hard to know where the darkness is? That makes sense. I guess.
It's gonna be entertaining. I'll give you that.
Sorry.
But no, that's not your problem at all.
Oh,
but
this
yeah,
is cool.
yeah. So I've given you all basically. You can see each other's light because I thought that would be the fairest of all.
Okay.
And so if I have forgot anybody, you'd all be able to see.
This
everything.
is cool.
Yeah, but you got dynamic
Sorry,
lighting.
I'm gonna play with the dynamic lighting from it. That kicks ass.
Yeah.
I love that. What's this
What?
random like black streak in the middle?
What black streak?
Oh, that's just from
To
the
me,
door.
I can see like a
Could you?
black,
Because that's basically
black
saying
streak sort
you
of running
you
up.
can't see it that far because
Yeah,
Oh,
your
you've
I
got a
field of
max
see.
vision.
distance.
Oh, I see. I've got max field of vision. I see. And then the glow on the right hand side is coming from the spider.
Mm-hmm.
Got
Some
you.
red
And
eyes.
there's a bit in darkness. Got you. Okay, I'll come
If I
back over
rejoin
here.
Slayer, I can confirm what you see.
Yeah, there's just some random. I now understand. I now
Yeah,
understand how
that's
it's
yeah.
working. I was confused because I thought there must be something blocking the light, but I think the light just peters out.
Yeah, this is probably a max sight line, so I bet.
Oh, this is cool.
Oh damn.
Yeah, I had to draw every single line of this maze
Man.
Really?
on a
Yeah.
dynamic lighting line. Yeah, for it to
Brilliant.
work this way.
Good stuff.
It was it was fun.
Nice.
We all
Right.
said we were gonna go left anyway.
Yeah, because left is towards the middle, isn't it? What's
Yeah.
is this? Is this just empty room or what's this?
So as you enter this,
Oh,
um,
okay. Yeah,
not that
I'm
one.
with you.
Once you enter that dead end, you start to notice that there's a gelatinous cube here.
Oh no.
Joy.
So this is this just a dead end here? This is nothing.
That
right?
one is a dead end, yes.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
okay,
Uh,
let me get in here.
Matt,
So
in
that's a
the-
Back to the
gelatinous cube.
queue.
In the absence of her being able to see a way forward, as it were,
Hmm.
Nadia is going to ask Oliver to keep a lookout, like for anything that isn't us, like moving or that she can smell, that might be coming up. You know, keep a lookout, sort of for enemies, high alert,
Yep.
sort of thing.
Yep.
I'm actively checking for traps as I'm going
Yep.
along.
You don't see any traps. This place is pristine, as you've seen this gelatinous cube. Could explain why. But as you do reach that dead
yeah.
end, it activates
It knows we're here.
and it's
I can move
Run.
myself
recognized.
behind Turi since Turi's in charge.
You know, it reminds me of Bleach. You know, the train.
Cleaner, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 We just need eyes in here now.
Right, just go through there. I guess that's the only path we got.
Wait,
Oh,
is the cube not coming after us? Are we just ignoring it?
Well, what we'll be doing is a very rough combat, so that we can handle what the cubes do on their turn and what you guys do on your turn for movement.
Cubes.
Okay.
cubes.
The pro
Oh,
control,
no.
I guess, the maze.
Oh god, this is Pac-Man in
Oh
the
no!
dark.
It is
Oh, no.
Pac-Man.
Next time
Oh my god.
on the Ascendant Lands,
No.
Oh god.
what will
What
happen?
how do you fight a gelatinous cube? I'm pretty
How-
certain you can't hit one with that.
Great difficulty.
You can hit them, but they're very annoying. They can like swallow you up and stuff.
What? How will you guys manage to escape this maze? How many more gelatinous cubes are there? Who knows? Next time on the Ascendant Lands, let's find out.